Okay. Good evening everyone. Welcome to English in India. From empire to empowerment. Tonight's panel does something our textbooks rarely do. We time travel through 2 centuries of India's dialogue with English. From empire to AI. Each speaker represents not an endorsement, but a historical position that shaped our exams, courts, poetry, classrooms, governance, and technology through centuries. Why dramatize? Because pedagogy is embodied with its language, policy, identity through access, not just abstract concepts. They will not merely speak history, they will relive it, citing the Times News example and classroom realities. From Macaulay's Minute to Gitanjali's AI tutor, English has been both ruler and liberator. This is civic pedagogy. Historians, poets, scientists, politicians, and teachers in conversation. Please listen with both teachers' critique and a learner's curiosity. So, without further ado, let's begin our conversation across time. Our first panelist, Thomas Rabindranath Macaulay, the architect of 1835 Minute on Indian Education. Please.
In 1835, I proposed to form a class of persons, Indian in blood and color, but English in taste and intellect. It was a practical need. Administration, law and governance required one language of efficiency, English. Newspapers in Calcutta then reported English to be medium of higher instruction, a turning point indeed. In practice, classroom varieties look like this. A district school where the headmaster taught in English to a handful of pupils, those who could afford it. An Indian teacher is paid less than a British one. Exams are set in English that produced access for some and exclusion for most. 10 boys learning algebra in English while hundreds outside plough the field. The seed of modern bureaucracy was planted, but so too was inequality. Thank you.
I saw English as a lamp to light Indian minds. It gave us Newton, Locke, and the language of liberty. In 1823, I petitioned for English education not to imitate but to illuminate. In Calcutta, Hindu College, English introduced reason and science. In a mission school, a teacher reads a chapter of simple mechanics in English and then translates it into Bengali for the class. The students learn both the concept and 2 levels for it, that cognitive gain but also cognitive load if not scaffolded. That's not colonial subjugation but cognitive growth. The pedagogy matters.
Thank you.
Education without mother tongue is like a body without soul. Our school turned children into clever but detached, not citizens. When I proposed Maithili in 1930, the news called it a revolution in education. I wished every Indian child to learn through crafts, through life. Consider the village classroom where the child understands instruction only, when the teacher returns to the mother tongue. A science lesson in Gujarati taught with the mother tongue, vocab plus activity. They learn conceptual reasoning, not wrote English vocabulary. That is democracy in pedagogy. In Gujarati class, children build a small tool, learn its physics, name its part in Gujarati, then English. That is not language subordination, it is moral pedagogy. Thank you.
When the mind is without fear, the head is held high. I dreamed of education that fuses east and west, not mimics but harmonics. In 1921, news flashed, Tagore's Vishwabharati opens learning under the sky. English that was not foreign, it was a bridge between minds. In Shantiniketan, teacher uses English to explain Darwin's at 1 hour and then takes students to observe nature. Bilingualism that enrich experience rather than the privilege to one another the other. In Shantiniketan, students read Shakespeare at dawn and treat and retreat planned at noon. That, my friends, the pedagogy of balance.
Only connect. When I wrote a passage to India in 1924, I sought connection, not control. My moral is that human connection should bridge cultures. English should be a means of understanding, not domination. In the 1920s, the British headlines read, India restless under empire. My novel asks a simple question, can English ever express Indian friendship? A literature class reads an Indian short story originally told in English and then compares it with an oral retelling in Odia. Students study rhetoric and cultural frame, learning linguistic register and voice. Let them see language is bridge, not a barrier. Thank you.
English becomes ours when it spoke of Indian town. Malgudi lives where grammar meet gossip. Post-independence reader abroad discover India through our small town, our humor. In classroom, let students retell a local folktale in English, not textbook English, but living English. Ask, how do you write an aunt scolding in English without losing her flavor? When a boy writes, my aunt scold like monsoon thunder, he learns idiom identity and imagination. Student learns pragmatics, politeness, strategy and culture-bound idioms. Thank you.
I am Odia, yet I write in English because my silence found voice in it. My poem, Donate Fury, made my town global. In the 1970 to 1990, literary journals published regional voices in English. That was news, and Odia voice entering global discourse. When Indian poets sent manuscripts abroad, the news said Indian English poetry arrives. In a literature class, let students trace metaphors of monsoon, temple, mother, and see how local becomes universal. Let students translate a line of the poem into Odia and explain cultural connotations. This teaches cross-linguistic awareness and ethical translation. English, if spoken softly, can carry the rhythm of a conch shell. Thank you.
In governance, bilingualism is the duty, and a policy written in English must live in Odia. In Odisha today, every government order appears in both languages, and that's the empowerment. A teacher in Koraput reads a health advisory aloud in Odia and then explains the English medical terms. That's not a linguistic hierarchy, that's a functional literacy. The pedagogy praised bilingual literacy for civic participation. Thank you.
My mission was simple, to ignite young minds. English connects our scientists to the world laboratories. It connects students to global scale knowledge. That is why we must teach it, but with moral purpose. When we launched PSLV in 1999, all commands were coded in English, but the dreams were purely Indian. Students viewing a lecture on aerodynamics in English and then building a paper glider in groups. It is science vocabulary plus hands-on learning. In classrooms, science teacher must use bilingual scaffolds, leap, uddhar and thrust, ball. That's how rockets of understanding take off. Thank you.
2025, where AI teaches, but teaches humanize. English today is no longer elite. AI tutors speak in Odia accents, train rural learners in pronunciation. Last month, a study from Bhubaneswar reported AI-based bilingual tools improve vocabulary retention by 40%. Imagine a classroom. The AI says, look after means rekha rekha. Students answer in both the tongues. Comprehension doubles. Our challenge now is not empire. but empathy. How we use technology to democratize English. Thank you.
Thank you. We now open the table. Past meets present. Now let's make the conversation alive. Macaulay argues for administrative efficiency by English, and Gandhi worries about cultural loss. Professor Gitanjali suggests AI can solve access. Let's debate. Does the historical legacy still hinder equity? Or does technology now label the field? Does English unite or divide? Let's hear from our panelists.
Policy created the demand, examinations in English created jobs. That is how governance functions. Order needs uniformity.
Freedom needs plurality. A nation where education means alienation from village is not empire.
English opened the door to reason and law. Indian reformers used it to contest social injustice.
AI now translates that harmony into access.
So the government policy must ensure bilingual materials, teacher trainings and equitable technology distributions.
The phonetic voice must be protected when we write in English. Voice must carry flesh, otherwise we translate, but do not carry culture.
Encourage creative learning in English. Let students tell their story, that is language empowerment.
Innovation connects all. Let English be the ethical lingua franca that helps Indian students join global STEM dialogues.
Use English to connect across estranged communities. Literature and translation help.
Let the empire's language now serve the people. Design a civics lesson where English vocabulary for governance is introduced alongside historical background. Then students simulate a council meeting in English. Thank you.
Knowledge flows through every term. Use English text about basic scientific method and then have students replicate simple experiments using bilingual instructions.
Teach in law, not in imitation. Conduct micro teaching class in mother tongue. Gradually introduce English technical terms as level tied to practice. Example, Stendhal and Sarkar.
May all languages meet in friendship, integrate poetry in English and the mother tongue, connect the art and environment edge.
Only connect. That's the moral of English. Start literature circle. Read a short story in English. Then have students produce an oral history in the local language. Thank you.
Keep your accent, it's your identity. Hence, have some writing workshop. Student convert a spoken anecdote into short English fiction.
English carries my village into eternity. Do a close reading of a poem. Students identify local imagery and discuss how to render it in English. Thank you.
Governance is the strongest when language is shared. So design bilingual public information leaflets and have students present them to community within the groups.
Dream in Odia, write in English, build for the world. Constitute STEM club, English technical vocabulary list plus hands-on project plus presentation is English to invite cross-state collaboration.
AI will not replace teachers, it will amplify voices. Plan AI-mediated lesson. Students use an AI tutor that provides code-switched prompts. Teachers facilitate peer assessment, focusing on context and communication strategy.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have just witnessed a dialogue. The panel is a rehearsal in public teacher. The rehearsal for classrooms, education, policy, and civic life. For teacher candidates, your task is clear. 2 centuries, 10 voices, 1 continuum. English, once empire's gift, is now India's dialogue with the world. Tonight's performance is not the last word. May our classrooms teach it critically, kindly, and creatively. Thank you.
can fix it, and my handset has come down. Okay.